Hello guys, welcome to Success O'Clock. It's the second episode today. We have a special guest, my good friend and ex-colleague Rafiq. He will talk to us about product. He's a product expert in iGaming. So let me pass the ball to Rafiq.
Hello everyone, and hello Alex for having me here. It's such an absolute pleasure to be here on your Success O'Clock podcast. And I feel incredibly exciting to be here because I have seen the previous podcast. I have also seen your shows and your tidbits and where you are sharing these experiences, and I'm very glad to be here. Hopefully, I'll be able to contribute some good tidbits today for you to your team, and looking forward to it.
Of course, I'm sure. So let's start from the beginning of your career, let's say from 18 upwards. If you can give us a short bio, how you started your career, or you can start it back from the university. So what did you study? What led you to product?
Of course, I started my career in software development. So I completed my engineering in computer science and I joined as a committed Java developer in HSBC Bank.
Good.
Because my father was a banker, he always wanted me to work in a bank.
Good.
But I joined banking as a software developer. That was the time when I was an expert in Bluetooth technology. And that's how my career started. But then very early in my career, I was reached out by Playtech, who that time were looking to build their platform, their back office platform for Asia. So I joined, that was my first initiation into the iGaming, straight from HSBC into iGaming. But then Playtech soon realized that I have some skills which are more than just sitting in a corner and doing programming. And they pushed me into management. And I became the business analyst in Playtech. That's where my career started. It was the beginning of a career into leadership, into product management. And then I never looked back. Many times I tried to leave iGaming, but they say that you may decide to leave iGaming, but iGaming will not leave you.
This is true.
And that's what happened. So then
I think iGaming fits your character because it's a very dynamic industry, very fast-paced. And actually now you gave me a good, you gave me opportunity to ask you a good question. A lot of people think banking is very different from iGaming, although they have some similar, let's say, they have some similar logic in terms of how a betting account works, how a bank account works. But me personally, I always tell this to my friends, I will never imagine myself to work in a banking industry. I find it very boring. So
definitely it is. It was not boring in the beginning because when I joined the banking, I always felt that going into in a career is always to be very corporate. So HSBC gave me that flavor of a corporate life. And even now, when I have left HSBC or other corporate companies, I have not left that dressing. So I still have that corporate dressing, and I feel that essence of corporate is still with me, though iGaming is very casual. So it was in the beginning of my career in HSBC, it was all the 5 days being in formals and being very punctual and other things. But then going into iGaming, it was even you go to the office with flip-flops and shorts.
Yes,
when I
exactly.
was working in Durban for microgaming. So it was an exciting shift
Good.
from different lives.
What transferable skills you acquired from banking that you used in iGaming and they helped you?
I think best practices, which is seen as very important in a corporate company like HSBC, which I see that in many of the companies I have worked in iGaming is lacking. I think that was something which I could bring from that industry to iGaming, and over these years could share my knowledge and share my experiences of corporate world with my colleagues in iGaming.
So how was your experience, your overall experience in Playtech? Playtech, as I remember, was your first company in iGaming, right?
Yes.
So how you evaluate your experience there? So what did you learn as a person? How it helped you to evolve as a person?
Playtech gave me a sense of ambition. So it aspired me to a stage where anything can be achieved. It was early days of my career, and I was given the responsibility of building their whole back office platform for Asia.
Wow.
Just by looking at the passion I had towards the work I wanted to do. Because throughout my career, I have always sought excellence. I always believe when you chase excellence, then success and money follows you.
Correct. I will say success is just the result. Sorry, money is just the result of our efforts. So I always personally focus on success, and I think this is the message that we should pass to the younger generation. Guys, focus on success. If you focus to become the best in what you do, money will come. It's just the result of the efforts.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
this is a reality. What is let's say, what are the common mistakes that new young product managers do from your experience?
I think product managers really focus only on the product, but
Okay.
they forget about the two other aspects which are very important to excel in this particular role of product management. One is that you need to be very good with people.
Good.
It's an extreme essence of this role. You need to learn the people, and you need to know how to be good with those people. This is extremely important. And I think second one, of course, as a product manager, everybody focuses on their products and want to see how they can make their product profitable. But there is a third thing which is missed out, which is that you need to understand yourself. You need to understand your energy, and you need to know how to channel your energy to places where it is the most impactful and valuable for the business.
Good. That's very good. I agree. I always believe that in order to market, to be a successful head of sales or head of marketing, you need to know the product inside out first. After that, to be able to market it or sell it. What's your opinion on this one?
I think knowing the product is extremely important. If you don't know your product, then how are you expecting that you will be able to sell its silent features to your clients, to your customers? And I think it's not just about knowing the product. I think one more thing is very extremely important, that we are living in an age of customers. So customer needs to be given the control, or at least the illusion of the control, that they are the ones controlling the outcome,
Correct.
which I think is very important. Some of the areas in the iGaming industry we are able to achieve so. For example, if there's on a slot machine, there is a stop button. The customer clicks the button and feels that he has a perfect time and he's the one controlling the outcome. But in reality, even before he has pressed the button, the RNG engine has already resulted the outcome. Or we see the arcade shooting games in which the user believes that his aim and precision of when he does the shooting is giving the outcome, but in reality system has already defined it. But as I said, that if we are able to successfully and perfect this illusion to the customers, that is going to be the successful thing in iGaming.
I agree. Good point. How do you see the iGaming, let's say the iGaming trends in terms of product in the next 5 years? How do you see product going in iGaming? Because I see a lot of AI into product, a lot of AI in iGaming generally. What is the future of a product? What product features will come in the next years?
Definitely AI. It is an emerging technology, and we have to embrace it. We cannot be scared of it. I talked about my career and my father's career into banking, so I'll have a story about it. So in late 1980s, the chairman of the SBI, the biggest bank in India, made an announcement that he's going to purchase 10,000 computers for his branches across India.
Okay.
And that led to the employees at that time be scared of what's going to come, because they thought these computers are going to replace their jobs. And they went for 2 days of strike throughout India.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So now if you fast forward this today after 45 years, if today the chairman makes an announcement that I'm going to take over those 10,000 or whatever the amount of computers today are, what do you think the employees are going to do? They are going to commit suicide.
Correct.
Because they cannot survive or imagine their current work without computers. So same is what's happening with AI, where people are fearing that AI is going to take over their jobs and is going to replace them. But in reality, what my take on AI in the iGaming as well as in the global industry is that if you create AI, you become a leader.
I agree.
If you understand AI, you will enjoy it. But if you are scared of AI, you're going to die.
I agree.
So we have no option
Yes.
other than embracing AI. So we should learn it, use it, and enjoy it.
I agree, because I believe if you use AI in the right way, it's actually a big accelerator in everyday work, in planning, in many areas of business. It's a big accelerator. And I believe it will make the good employees better and maybe the average employees worse. If, as you said, if they are scared of it. I mean.
Exactly. It is something we have to open armly embrace it. And as I said, we learn it, we use it, we will definitely enjoy it. And this will take our industry to a next level.
I agree.
So I see our industry now, as I always tell in my other sessions, that we started this iGaming industry, which we today call iGaming. It was a gambling industry.
Correct.
Then it moved from gambling to calling it as a gaming industry. Then the likes of party pokers and poker stars started calling it an entertainment industry. Now with the emergence of the companies like Evolution and Pragmatic Play, it is a technology industry. And we don't know, it's just the start. The sky is the
correct,
limit. And I think this is the industry which is going to embrace AI to a next level and will be the benchmark of this technology across other
I believe
industries.
so. I believe so. I believe gaming, especially the last 10 years with all these grey markets, emerging markets, it changed a lot. That countries that it was not allowed for someone to bet until 5 years ago, now it became regulated. So I believe, yes, it will be one of the industries that it will embrace AI a lot. From my
I think there'll be other way around. There'll be our players and our customers who will be using AI.
Yes, I
And
agree.
it'll be us as a service provider need to catch up with them and how they are using it and how we can make a better experience.
I agree. Good point. Yes, I agree. From my experience, one common issue in most product departments is, okay, obviously in product departments there's always the pressure to release something fast, but also at the same time you need to cater for your long-term product strategy. How can you balance it? Like to have short-term releases, at the same time plan ahead for your long-term product strategy.
Always. The leadership always asks us for
Tomorrow, I want this
things,
tomorrow.
yeah, and they ask for things which are like project yesterday. So some things which should have been delivered
Not even
yesterday,
tomorrow.
not even tomorrow,
Yesterday.
yesterday. I call them yesterday projects. So I think I really resonate to what Jeff Boyce from Amazon once mentioned in his famous quote. He says that be stubborn on the vision while be flexible on the details.
Correct.
That means that what we have to do is we have to ensure that there is consistency which is maintained. Consistency in terms of we are in our flexibility towards our strategy. There is consistency in terms of we are regularly monitoring. And there is consistency in terms of we are creating a constant momentum of growth within our product. That means how we are able to connect different dots leading to our bigger goal. And one thing which I see is lacking behind in many of the product teams in the past I have led and even the current ones is that we need to ensure that everyone in the organization to whatever limit they're allowed to, they need to understand where the company is going. They need to know the vision. They need to know that how their part of their work is actually impacting the bigger picture of the company.
I agree.
In that way, each of them will be able to contribute towards that bigger goal. So this approach that where we want to look at the short-term strategies leading up to a long-term goal, then it's not be a responsibility just of the product people, but it will be across every single employee in the organization.
I agree. What background someone has to have? Let's say a young person needs to enter, so he would like to enter, he or she would like to enter into product role. What background ideally they should have? What they should study, let's say? Let's put it simply in a bachelor degree.
I think curiosity.
Curiosity.
I think this is something which is extremely important.
Good.
And I think we need people, especially in the product space, which really are away from distraction. I always look at in myself that go for three things. One is reduce my distraction. The second one is be able to have a sheer focus on what I want to achieve and also focus on having full discipline in my life. That means that if there are some challenges coming in, I put my head down and I work. If there are some politics going on in the company, I put down my head and I work. If there are any distractions which are coming in, I put down my head and I work and I keep on working until I achieve my goal. I think if we have those types of attitude among people, then irrespective of which industry or which academic background they come in, they're actually going to do really well in iGaming. And other thing is, as I mentioned, that this is a growing industry from gambling to gaming to entertainment to technology and whatnot. We need people who are ready to be surprised and who are ready to surprise us.
Correct.
It is an industry which is evolving. If you believe that you can survive in this industry by being an average contributor, then this is not the right industry for you.
I agree. Yes, it will not happen.
I feel if you want to really make a mark in this industry, you need to be at least above average. You need to be always looking for excellence. I always have when I was in South Africa, I went to a conference, and then one speaker mentioned a famous phrase, and it really resonated with me. He said that not everyone get chance to do great things. Not everyone get chance to do great things, but everyone get chance to do simple things in a good.
I agree.
And this attitude that whatever responsibility or a piece of work or the project you are being given, how are you able to contribute and make it better? You have to put a presentation. This could be a presentation you can make in 30 minutes. How can you make it better by giving some extra hours, giving some extra edge, putting some extra efforts? That is something very important. I always tell to my team that we are all ordinary people. We have to put something extra among us to become extraordinary. And we need such extraordinary people in our industry.
I agree. The issue is that not many people are willing to do the sacrifices in order to become successful, in order to become extraordinary. I will move now to another topic. So, as I know, throughout your career, you've led big teams, product teams. How do you motivate teams? How do you manage teams? What is your management style?
I'm not a big fan of Elon Musk, but in one of the interviews, he was asked a very similar question. And he said, what do you mean by motivation? Why do we need motivation? If we have set up a goal and we are willing to do everything to achieve that goal, then what is this motivation? Your motivation is that I want to get my work done.
Correct.
So that is the motivation. We always try to seek motivation from other places. But if someone is really looking for success, I think that's a self-motivation which is very important, and he needs that motivation. We talk about different cultures looking for different kinds of motivation, or in a different genre or different era of their life. Every person will have different types of motivation. Someone seeks a promotion to be motivated to do work. Someone seeks money because he has taken a home loan or something. You cannot rely on these things to be fulfilled at different stages. If you want to be successful, if you want to grow and excel in what you are doing, you need to be self-motivated and reaching your goals. You set the goal, you want to reach that goal. I think that's where I really agree to what Elon Musk said, that that's enough motivation you need to have.
You have to have inner motivation, yes, correct. Because if your motivation depends on external factors, I think it's the wrong thing to do.
You're always dependent on them.
Yes, exactly. Yes, you need to have it inside you, that every day that you wake up, you have a plan and you stick to the plan. As I always say, we need to stick to the plan, not to our mood.
Exactly.
Because many people that I talk every day, they stick to their mood. If today my mood is good, okay, my performance will be 7 out of 10. If tomorrow my mood is not good, my performance will be 4 out of 10. I think long term it will never work. In my whole career, I try to be 7 or 8 out of 10. But every day, consistently, 7 out of 7. And this is how you make success.
Absolutely. I once used to follow one of a great speakers. So he mentioned to me that he said that there are two types of people in this world. So one type of people are who think that they are the ones who are enjoying and the rest of the people are suffering. And there's other kind of people who believe that they are the ones who are suffering and other people are enjoying. But in reality, what you have to see that you need to be the one enjoying.
Correct.
That is the most important thing. We always use this. There's a one famous phrase going very viral these days. There are a lot of celebrities talking about it. There are a lot of songs which are mentioned about it, that saying that don't love your job, job your love.
Yes.
Meaning that we are in a state where we try to force ourselves or compel ourselves to enjoy our work or enjoy what we are doing. But we are compelling, we are forcing. That's where we need motivation, because we have to keep our forces on. But if you job your love, that means you do what you actually love. Then you don't need motivation at all.
Correct. Throughout my career, I've seen a lot of managers micromanaging. And for me, this shows insecurity, right? I always say in this life, confidence is silent, insecurities are loud. What do you think of the people that micromanage? Why the managers that micromanage the team? Why they do that?
I have a different opinion on it. I feel that it depends. There are you'll have some team members where you need to micromanage.
Sometimes
And
it's
while
correct.
at others, sometimes
Correct.
you need to be a leader who is flexible, who knows how to get the natural best from your team, which is very important. And when I talk about leadership, leadership is like uh, in throughout the history, they have done a lot of research across the history throughout different eras and throughout different domains, and they have come out with 4 different qualities, 4 unique distinct qualities which a leader should have. They looked at Alexander, they looked at the likes of Nelson Mandela or Mahatma Gandhi or other great leaders in the within the corporate industry or the political industry. They looked at there are 4 unique qualities which a leader should have. The first one is care.
Correct.
The second one is competency. The third one is inspiring. And the fourth one is forward thinking. So when I say care, it means, do you really care about your people? Do you really care about the processes you are following? Do you really care about the product you are building in? Do you really care about the profitability of the company? And there's a saying about care that people don't care what you know until they know what you care.
Yes.
So you need to show to your people that you care. Now, when you are caring, then you are whether you micromanage or macromanage, it doesn't matter, because the team member knows that whatever you do, you are caring for him.
And you are good as your team is. I always say that as a leader, you are as good as your team is. I mean, alone I cannot do anything. Alone you cannot do anything.
Absolutely.
Or you can do limited things.
Absolutely.
But our team is our everything as good leaders.
Absolutely. And the second one I mentioned about was being competent. Your team should see you as a leader. It's very important for you to be competent at that stage. We in the industry and in other industries as well, we make people managers just because they have been in the industry or in the company for 5-6 years.
Correct.
But I see that leadership is a different skill.
Correct.
It's a unique skill. You may not know much about programming or you may not know much about your product, but you know how to manage your team. You know people very well. And that's a unique skill. So your team should see you as a competent leader. So being a competent leader is also extremely important. There again, they understand, and this competency takes you to that level whether to which employee or your team member you need to be micromanage, or which one you need to completely macromanage, or to someone you don't even have to manage. And that's what should be your goal. That
This shows emotional intelligence, yes.
Yeah, it's an emotional, exactly.
You need to, yes.
Yeah, so you don't need to even, your aim should be that you reach to a level where you don't have to manage your team at all. They are self-managed.
Yes.
So you are making champions, you are making future leaders, which is extremely important.
Yes, this is unique. This is unique, yes. So moving to personal life a bit. So I would like our audience today that will watch this podcast to get to know who is Rafiq and who is Rafiq in your personal life. How do you balance work and life in such a busy city like London and such a demanding industry like iGaming? So how do you balance it?
Rafiq is Raf, reliable, awesome, and friendly.
Good.
This is the most important
That's
thing.
good.
So I ensure that I live up to my name, to ensure that when I am with my team or with my colleagues or with any company I have worked with, am I being seen as reliable in every aspect, whether it's on a career front, on a personal development front, or at a social networking situation? Am I the reliable person? Am I able to represent my team, represent my company in that aspect? And the other one is, am I able to bring in that awesome aspect into whatever I do? That's something which has always resonated with me. I want to be seen as someone bringing that extra part into our ordinary lives, into our ordinary work. And the third one is that, am I bringing in that friendly aspect into whatever work we do? Because I feel that I've come from a corporate world, as I started with saying about HSBC, and it was all about being fully formal. But then iGaming came up with a very relaxed and very casual. But I want to ensure that I am creating a good balance between these two. And how to ensure that we are aligned with what needs to be done is to set some very measurable and measurable goals in life, which be aligned with everything. I remember that I was that time working with microgaming, and we were in a BA summit and I met a lady who was uh, who was a very famous athlete in South Africa, and she was also a BA. And she mentioned to me that, Rafiq, I feel that I have done so well in towards my passion, that I'm one of the famous athletes. She was a cyclist in South Africa, and but when it comes to my work as a business analyst, I'm a very average business analyst. I wish I was able to balance these two. Then when this was one incident, and on the second incident, I met one of the executives of my company, and he mentioned to me on a very lighter note. He said that there are 100 people who are reporting to me, and I'm so great at what I do at work. But when I go home, I am not so great. I don't feel the same greatness at home. And both of these two I connected, and I realized that what we do as persons are, when we have to manage this balance between work and life, we unfortunately choose one and we try to excel in one,
Yes, correct.
thinking that when we excel in one, the other will be able to place in itself. But it doesn't happen like that. I feel that if you are an average in your career and average in your passion, that is far better than being an excel in one area while being below
It's
average in
much better.
another one.
Yes, it's much
It's
better
much.
because even if you are the CEO of Google, if you are alone, if you don't have any personal life, it's kind of meaningless, right? So you will earn money, but you will not have people to enjoy it with and to share your. It's very important to have people next to you to share your happiness, to share your sadness, to share every part of your life. And this leads me to next question: how important is family for you?
Extremely important. I think before the podcast, I was telling you about that growing old is
Correct,
mandatory,
correct.
but growing up is optional. So
Yes,
you need to ensure that while the things are progressing in your life, you ensure that you still keep that child within you. It's very important, not just in your professional life, but also in your personal life. You have that sense of humor, which is extremely important. You are able to connect people with that sense of humor, which I feel which resonates with you very well. When it comes to family, which is always extremely important, you have a very tough day in life, in your work, you come back, and that should be your refuge,
yes.
and that should give you this sense of safety and security.
Inner
We
peace.
inner
It's,
peace.
it's
We
very
talk
important.
about
Inner
we
peace.
talk about safe space.
Yes,
So I want to have my home, my family as a safe space for me.
correct.
If I have built that safe space, then only I can go out in this world, try to conquer this world, and wherever I meet people, then I'll be able to transfer that safe space to my team, to the people who need it the most.
Yes,
I
it's important.
there I say that my mom wanted me to become a medical doctor, but
Okay, really, I didn't know
yeah,
that.
because she felt that I have a lot of care and passion
Okay, good.
about people. And but in my GCSE results, I scored very good in maths, so I came into engineering. So I couldn't become a doctor. But what has happened to me now, I feel that this world has given me a lot of love, lot of knowledge, lot of care. And I feel I'm in a position where I want to share and return back that care. So
Sharing is caring.
yes, exactly. So I'm trying, I'll say this is something, a long-term goal, that if I couldn't become a doctor, I'm trying to become a medicine, that I
Good.
need the people, and I'm able to resolve and try to help them in different aspects, whether it is by becoming a mentor, by coaching them, or by guiding them into right direction. So if not a doctor, be a medicine.
We can say you are the doctor of product also, in some way. Do you have a mentor yourself? Just because you mentioned it now.
Uh, I have seen, I think everybody is my mentor.
Okay.
I think
Interesting approach.
I'll first go with this point that there are two things where I feel that taking mentor is a bit risky.
Okay,
So one is that there is no one who is perfect in all aspects.
correct.
So you cannot choose these two guys are my mentors, or the three, or even to what number, because none of them will have everything which you can say is perfected.
Yes.
So that's the one thing. Second thing is, like, say, it's not about in the professional life. Like, even when we talk about when I was a kid, and my parents couldn't afford me to go for tuitions, and I could see my other kids in my school, they could go for tuitions and they could learn from a teacher. and I had to learn everything myself. I used to that time feel it's a very negative part of mine and I'm lacking something. But now when I look back, I realize that when I used to study a chapter and I don't understand it, I was used to read it again. I couldn't understand it. I used to read it again. I couldn't understand it. I used to read it again. I used to understand it. As I read it on the fifth time, I could reach to a level that I have now completely understood to a level that I can even teach others. While as if I have a tuition where there's a teacher teaching me, so I can't understand it and he will teach me on the second time. So what is happening is that in my engineering terms, I will try to explain it, is that by this mentoring or coaching, what is happening is we are trying to increase our megabytes,
Okay.
but we are not increasing our megahertz.
Correct.
That means we are increasing our power of memory, but we are not increasing our power of thinking.
Yes.
So this mentoring and coaching leads you to a situation where they are teaching you what to think, but they are not teaching you how to think.
And also, yes, very good point. And also a lot of people, they follow their mentor, let's say their mentors blindly, which is wrong, right? Because mentor is also a person. So you need to filter what he's telling you. Because as you said, he will mentor you, let's say, for sales, for marketing. But it doesn't mean that he might have another negative sides of his character in his personal life. So you should be able to filter what he or she is telling you.
Absolutely.
And yes, choose the things that you believe that they are the correct ones to take you to the next level.
Absolutely.
That's it.
As I mentioned in the beginning that I don't have any mentor. In fact, I feel everyone is a mentor. From good ones, I learn what to do.
Correct.
And from the bad ones, I learn what not to do.
The bad ones are most important. If when I ask people what they want in their life, in terms of, let's say, what type of girlfriend you want, they know what to say. I ask them what type of girlfriend you don't want, they don't know actually. And I believe the negative experiences are the ones that you really, really learn. If I earn the lotto tomorrow or the jackpot, chances are I might be a worse person, an arrogant or something.
Exactly.
But the tough experiences are build strong people long term. This is reality.
Absolutely.
What is your biggest achievement, let's say, your biggest success in your life till now? If you have to choose one of your achievements, which one do you consider the biggest?
Biggest achievement is being invited to the Success Clause by you.
This
is the
my
real
honor,
achievement.
my honor.
This is the biggest
It's
achievement.
my honor.
So if I see that, I think success is, nobody can say that he is successful. It's an ongoing journey. I was telling you about my father being a banker, but in reality, I come from a very humble family, where in my family, there are still people who cannot speak proper English. Even in 2025, I come from a very small town in Kashmir, where even in 2025, there are cases where we don't have proper electricity and proper internet. So for me, coming out from that small town with English as my fourth language and now sitting in London and giving a podcast is already a great achievement.
It is.
And it's an ongoing thing. We can never say that we have reached to a stage where you are successful. Over my career, there have been different places where I've said, okay, I have been successful in these particular areas, but there is a lot more to achieve. I have started my career as a software engineer. Then I became a business analyst. Then I moved on as a product owner, then a product manager, then head of product, currently as director of product, soon a CPO, and one day a billionaire.
Yes.
A billionaire entrepreneur. That's my aim.
Exactly.
And I always say that that it is okay to not be a billionaire when you meet your father-in-law.
Correct.
But it is not okay, and you have to be a billionaire when you meet your son-in-law.
Yes.
So that's my goal.
This is true. Also, I always believe that, and I saw that most people that I've talked with, most successful people that I talked with, they don't believe they are successful. And this is what makes them, because as you said, this is what makes them successful, because by the end of the day, it's a long-term process. So if you start to saying, okay, I'm already successful, I think the fall will start.
Yeah.
Because by the end of the day, especially in our era, we are living in the era of information. Everything is changing every day. We are bombarding for information. So you need to update your knowledge every single day in whatever is your job. Let's say you are a product guy, you are a marketing guy, you are a sales guy. You need to update your knowledge every single day. This is reality. So how is the future looks like for Rafiq? So how do you like to see yourself in the future? What are your future plans? Like a 9 to 5 or follow entrepreneurship lifestyle and entrepreneurship business?
I will tell you something about like many people ask this question, and I've seen various interviews and podcasts that what does success mean to you?
Yes.
And what is the definition of success? I think the more you become a risk taker or decision maker,
Correct.
that is the right indication that you are a successful person. They say that you either take a risk and make a decision, or you think that it is too risky.
Yes, true.
So you need to be a person willing to take risk.
No risk, no story.
Exactly. Risk, no story. So it is important for everyone, if they really want to succeed in life. It's not about calculating or measuring your success by what title you have achieved, or how many projects you have resolved, or how many companies you have worked with, but or how many countries you have traveled. But it's all about that how many risks you have taken in life.
Yes.
There once I read somewhere in a book stating that the success of a person is directly proportional with the unfamiliar situations he's willing to tackle.
Yes. True.
And which is something which resonates with me, and I always feel that if I am willing to take some risks, of course, different circumstances of your life challenge you with different risks personally and professionally, and how you handle them, that makes me,
handle, yes.
that makes you a
That makes a
successful
difference
person.
also.
That makes you a
How
successful
you
person.
handle your everyday problems, how you handle the difficulties that life is bringing you. This is what will make you or not successful by the end of the day.
You know, they say that I come from Kashmir, which is a valley full of rivers and mountains, and there's a very famous saying in our culture. They say the confrontation between the stream and the rock, the stream always wins, not because of its strength, but because of its perseverance.
Yes.
So we need to ensure that in our goals we are very persistent on where we want to achieve, and that is the key to successful clock.
Success or growth, yes, exactly. I always believe that an entrepreneur is someone who risks his own money for freedom. What do you think? And an employee is someone that exchanging his freedom for a salary.
Being an entrepreneur, I will feel that, let's take the money out of it.
Okay, yes,
I don't see that money brings you success.
correct.
The definition of success is your happiness. Are you happy in what you are doing? That defines your success. And there's a very famous saying which says that success doesn't mean how much money you have. Success means that how much little money you need,
Yes,
which is very important. How you are able to reach to that stage where money is not important for you, and you are satisfied and you're content with what you have. And for that, do you need to become an entrepreneur? In some cases, yes, but in some cases, no. So it depends on an individual.
it depends.
I don't want to put forward a statement that if you want to be successful, you have to be an entrepreneur. You have to be a billionaire. No, it depends.
It depends. Yes.
It depends. Look at your skills. It's important the person
Yes,
knows
correct.
what his skills is. Where is he good at?
Correct.
Is he good at making money? Is he good at taking risks? Is he good at doing business? Then he should go for it. If he's not good at it, then he's bound to fail.
Yes, correct.
That's how my take on
Correct.
towards
I agree.
success.
It's a very interesting approach, but yes, I agree. If you were about to give one advice to the young generation that will watch our podcast today about how they can become successful in whatever they do, what it would be? What advice would you give to the young generation to inspire them to reach their goals?
It's a very interesting question, and it's a very open-ended question across the industries. I think we covered it in the beginning, where I mentioned that curiosity is something very important. I will add one more point to it: is you need to be a very forward thinker, which is extremely important. In any field in today's era, you will face challenges, you will face difficulties, you will face situations where there is no way out. But if you are stuck with the problem, you will never go for a solution. So a person with a curiosity, and the second, curiosity to learn, curiosity to grow, curiosity to impress, and the second one is have a forward thinking mind. Always look for solutions, always look for what the next step will be. That is the person who will be very successful. I'm a very into a lot of adventure sports and adventure hobbies. So I was once following one person who used to cross mountains through a ladder. So he mentioned that whenever he takes the first step, he has to already calculate how his second step will be when he's crossing the rope. And I think that's something which is important. So in your life, how are we able to future proof yourself by ensuring that if what's my next step and what's my next to next step in career, and you direct yourself in that way, that needs strategy. So you need to be quite strategic.
Correct.
In one of the interviews recently, I asked one of the candidate what's the difference, a very traditional question about what's the difference between product owner and product manager. This normal questions always
Yes,
asked.
correct.
I asked him another question. I said, let me take it to the next level. So if you explain me what a product owner and product manager is, tell me if both are kind of same, what is the actual product role? If you are given a choice to give a title to a product person, who is that person? And he couldn't give an answer. And then I said, you know what is it? It has to, because in different industries, what a business analyst does in one company, the similar one does as a product owner, and the similar one does in other companies as a product manager. But overall, a person in the product is a product strategist. And I think being very strategic is also the third thing which I feel can lead to anyone to be quite successful in whichever field he wants.
Correct, I agree. And last but not least for today, because I will invite you again for another podcast in the future, once you become a billionaire, this is a promise. I believe crisis generally, because we have experienced a lot of crises last 5-6 years with COVID, with different political crises, etc., brings opportunities. What is your view on this one?
Definitely, it brings opportunities. Opportunities bring growth. And I think the biggest opportunity for us is to ensure that we are as entrepreneurs or as company leadership to take care of our employees.
Correct.
There's a saying, if you don't love your wife, your neighbor will. If you don't love your employee, your competitor will. So it is important that we are able to take care of our employees. We take care of to get out their natural best, to create opportunities for them to excel in their particular passion. I think that is something very important. We are looking for growth, or we are looking for talent outside our companies, outside the industry. But there is a lot of talent and a lot of growth which we can create within our company as well. So as leaders, I feel that it's important for all the leaders who are listening to this podcast, important to understand that look around. There are a lot of talented people around. Give them those opportunities, and they are the ones who will create opportunities for you to grow in this industry.
Perfect. And I think, guys, this is a perfect message to summarize our today's podcast. Rafiq, I would like to thank you for attending the podcast. It was all this information, all this knowledge you spread with us was very useful for our audience. And I hope and I think that we can inspire the young generation. Looking forward to see you again.
Thank you so much, Alex, for having me. I will end by saying a very famous Chinese phrase which says that yesterday was history. Tomorrow is mystery.
Correct.
Today is a gift. That is why it is called present.
Correct.
So take care of your present. Do what you are good at. And thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you guys for watching this podcast. Take care and remember, guys, dream big, but also put the hours and put the action, because dreams without action are just dream. Dream big, follow your dreams, and make sure you can achieve everything, literally everything that you want, if you work smart and hard at the same time. That's it for today. See you and take care.